Mass 49. For better or for worse, be it blessing or curse, for richer or poorer, we're in this together. As a federation in which to stand as one, it's each for the other, we're in this together. We are one big family under a theme, unity. We share one vision, one purpose, one mission. Never ever lose focus and let nothing divide us. But let us all remember, we're in this together. And though the heavens fall, we can still stand tall, knowing that we're in this together. Come rain or shine, we know that we'll be fine, knowing that we're in this together. United we are strong, divided we'll go wrong. As we head into the future, with the hope that we will prosper, may this ever be our mantra. We're in this, we're in this, we're in this, we're in this together.
Yeah, a little hard.
Our choice again, determined who would reign. So stop crying, brother, we're in this together. In spite of all you knew, look what you went and do. So why even bother? We're in this together. They say who can't hear does feel, and a deal is a deal. So stop the crying, it's not like you're dying. You were given an option and you made your decision. So spare me the hysteria. We're in this together. Under the heavens fall, we can still stand tall, knowing that we're in this together. Come rain or shine, we know that we'd be fine, knowing that we're in this together. United we are strong, divided we'll go wrong, that we will prosper. May this ever be on. We're in this, we're in this, we're in this together. Need each other. Yeah. Listen, this coronavirus serve to remind us, no matter where we are, we're in this together. With millions infected and far too many dead, just a stark reminder, we're in this together. The global economy decimated real badly, blunting the future, causing most to suffer. The road to recovery is not going to be easy, so build our agriculture. We're in this together. And though the heavens fall, we can still stand tall, knowing that we're in this together. Come rain or shine, we know that we'd be fine, knowing that we're in this together. United we are strong, divided we'll go wrong. As we head into the future, with the hope that is said and done, don't care which side you're on. It really don't matter, we're in this together. Put politics aside, embrace national pride. The people, the agenda, we're in this together. Never mind your complexion, deep down we all are one. With love of country, that's worth more than money. And in this time of crisis, we need solid leadership, community and labor. We're in this together. And though the heavens fall, we can still stand tall, knowing that we're in this together. Come rain or shine, we know that we'd be fine, knowing that we're in this together. United we are strong, divided we'll go wrong. As we head into the future, with the hope that we will prosper, may this ever be our mantra. We're in this, we're in this, we're in this, we're in this together. Let's put politics aside and seek to build our nation, so we are one federation.
Nice. Sister Queenie G, we are in this together, and we're definitely in this right together. I'm DJ Mauricio, and I'm coming to you live and direct from my bunker here in the Republic of St. Paul, St. Kitts. You heard it right. DJ Mauricio is still here in the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis, and I'm coming to you live and direct from my bunker. And this evening, it's a reflection of the years passed by. We're going to have very interesting conversation this evening. But before we get into the conversation, I know many of you may be scrolling the web and may have running to us and would like to know what this podcast is all about. So let me just drop this ad for you folks. For guys like Brother Alvin Brown, sometimes you forget what this program is all about. So let me give him a little reminder that we're here doing our thing, doing our storytelling, and try to keep the citizens alive and lively so that everyone can be aware of the happenings in our beloved Federation. Stand by.
Wednesday evenings are heating up. Log on to DJ Mauricio's Facebook Live broadcast every Wednesday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. It's a frank and candid exploration into the social, cultural, political, and economic issues affecting our federation. And just in case you missed it, you can also catch the broadcast on his YouTube channel, DJ Mauricio. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube and smash that bell. You will be notified whenever he goes live. DJ Mauricio, every Wednesday evening, Facebook 6 to 8 p.m. or thereafter on his YouTube channel, DJ Mauricio. Log on.
Yes, you heard it right. DJ Mauricio is here each and every Wednesday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. local time in the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. Now, before we get into the meat of things, how about to take a trip across the waters there, across the Narrows to the fountain area in Nevis, and hear what my boy Carbo have to tell us.
Cabos, located at Fountain Village in Nevis, is the go-to spot for your Saturday treats. Tantalize your taste buds with his delectable Cabos Delicacy Goat Water. Or, if you prefer some soul food, then Cabos Punji and Fish is definitely the way to go. Call ahead and reserve at 869-663-9694. Then make your way over to Cabos and enjoy the vibrant atmosphere while you savor your delicacy. Cabos, we are not changing, we are only improving.
Food all over, food all over. You got the food all over.
Yes, Brother Carbo has the food all over Nevis, but also it's all over the world. I realized that Carbo even make it to TikTok earlier this week. So, Brother Carbo, congratulations. We're going to keep the flames burning here at the DJ Marisha podcast and ensure that your Goat Water get its due promotion. So, congratulations. Now, let's take a quick listen to Sister Carmen and what Carmen Kedewes have to tell us.
Girl Sandra, you know where you can find nice, fresh, local food 7 days a week, one provision and all kind of thing. Girl, where? Right down there by Shellings, by Carmen Catering Services. Girl, she opposite the bus stop. Girl, and she also cater for weddings, parties, anything you want to cater for, funeral and all. Girl, and trust me, you're gonna enjoy the food. And she also selling bites and Sundays. Opposite the car shop, right down the main road. Girl, you could call 665-1494 or 663-6005 to order your food or go and pick up your food. Girl, the food will be finger licking and you get your money worth. You ain't want nothing better than that.
For sure, you don't want nothing better than that, Carmen. Keep the treat coming alive. And I must say, up to today, had some lovely mixture of turkey wings and chicken there, along with some crushed bananas and some papaya and some ground provision. Lovely, lovely. Carmen really took care of the DJ today. Don't forget, Carmen is open there at Shirlane in Bastille, St. Kitts, just opposite the West Ferry Terminal there in Shirlane, Monday to Saturday from midday until 5 p.m. On a Sunday, lunch over in the Boyd's Village there, right opposite the Agawa shop, the bus stop there. Carmen is there, rocking you on a Sunday. And these days, I must tell you, the food is flying off the pans, because if you get there later than 1:30, 9 out of 10, unless you order in advance, you wouldn't be getting any food. So keep supporting Carmen, and Carmen have asked that I thank your customers for coming out and supporting the cause. So stand by for my boy here, Brother Daniel of the Hydro Farm de Nevis, giving you some tips on business. So take a listen to Brother Daniel.
Welcome to Strategies for Business Success, right here on 2020visionradio.com and on 102.1 FM with business development advocate Daniel Arthurton. Each week, Danny will build on a foundation to ensure your success in business. Being in business can be daunting, and Strategies for Business Success can help you avoid the pitfalls. Join Danny right here on 2020visionradio.com, on 102.1 FM, and on your other social media platforms every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. That's right, Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. The time and place for your business dreams to come true.
Yes, you heard it right there from my boy, Brother Danny. Now let's hear what my brother there, Brother Malvern Gums of the Spectrum Band and the Virgin Islands have to say about the vision.
Hey, this is Malvern from Spectrum Band, and you're listening to DJ Marisha, playing you the best in Caribbean music.
You got that.
Hey, this is Malvern from Spectrum Band, and you're locked into DJ Marisha. Keep it locked.
Right there. So, just before we get into the meat of things, I'm going to drop another track here, and then I'll bring Brother Dwyer's commentary, because tonight we're going to be going into overdrive. You know, last Wednesday was the Valentine's Eve, pre-Valentine's, the eve of DJ Marisha's birthday and stuff like that. So I'm going to give you some quick updates, and then we're going to head straight into overdrive this evening. So let's take a quick listen to this one. Just liberate your mind, my brothers and sisters. Bye! Take a la tumba!
Every finger's pointing away from its owner. We shouting blame and crying shame, but all are guilty just the same. Liberate your mind, my brethren. Liberate your mind, I say. Distrust and greed is keeping us back, crippling the state. We got to rise to the occasion and demonstrate to the world that we all are one, that we in this little country could live in love and harmony, working for prosperity, prosperity for you and me. Some campaigning, some dictating. Everybody want to control. There's no process for creating an awareness of greater social and economic goals. This system has got to go, or we will suffer more. The power only working for a society privileged you. So true. Liberate your mind, my brethren. Liberate your mind, I say. Distrust and greed is keeping us back, crippling the state. We got to rise to the occasion and demonstrate to the world that we all are one, that we in this little country can live in love and harmony, working for prosperity, prosperity for you and me. Oh yeah. Despite the differences our eyes have seen, we need political unity. Be ready to unite and to work, not fight. Stand up for justice and for right. Break down the barriers in this land. Stand between the working man who died so long, worked so hard, get so little out of life. Got it right. Liberate your mind, my brother. Liberate your mind, I say. Distrust and greed is keeping us back, crippling the state. We got to rise to the occasion and demonstrate to the world that we all are one, that we in this little country can live in love and harmony, working for prosperity, prosperity for you and me. Oh yeah.
Yes, sounds of our brother there, the man Latumba out of Little LA, the place they call Antigua. To liberate your mind, my brothers and sisters. And that's what we need to do here in our beloved Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. You know, last week I decided to take a little poll to find out really whether or not you online viewers want me to continue with this podcast. Well, I really was amazed. I didn't realize. I know that I have a big following, but I didn't realize some of the individuals that are calling me, meeting me on the street, running up to my vehicle telling me, Marisha, I enjoy your podcast weekly, the information you bring. You cannot done away with that. So I want to big up all of you out there who asked for me to continue. And as you know, your online viewers, this is your podcast. I am just the host. I am just the vehicle to bring the information to you. But this is your podcast, and I will continue as you request to do so. So before I get into my updates, let's take a listen to my boy Dwyer Astafan for today. J. Dwyer Astafan for today, Wednesday, February 19th. Stand by.
Greetings. For some time now, certain persons have been trying to buy a specific piece of land on the perimeter of the Frigate Bay golf course, just opposite the Marriott taxi stand, where our taxi drivers congregate to get business. The golf course is owned by the government of St. Kitts and Nevis through the Frigate Bay Development Corporation. Any dismemberment of any part of that course, no matter how small, will compromise its integrity, its quality, its attractiveness, and its use. It was built as part of the vision of our leaders of the 1960s to navigate our country to political independence by diversifying, expanding, and strengthening the fabric of our economy and society, always focused on ensuring that the people of this land would be primary beneficiaries. Remember, the government back then had acquired Frigate Bay Estate from the Wigley family for this very purpose. And Frigate Bay Estate is about 1.25 square miles in area. You youngsters who take for granted what exists today without learning what it took to get here are making a big mistake. And you oldsters who choose not to let our youngsters know are making an even bigger mistake, because not knowing this struggle, not remembering this struggle, these things make you more vulnerable to struggling again. The golf course was opened for business in May 1976, along with the Royal St. Kitts Hotel, built by the government. So next year, God Spare Life, will be the 50th anniversary of the golf course. God knows what the realities will be. We the people have to make sure that the right things are done. The golf course is an iconic symbol and clear and compelling testament to the success of the mission taken up by our leaders in the 1960s and 70s. Indeed, its economic, social, and cultural impact have been so powerful that for many years it filled hotel rooms, created hundreds of jobs and business opportunities for our people, and the cash to go with it. Many children of poor people were able, through that very golf course, to go to university and to otherwise improve their lives. It became the premier golf course in the Eastern Caribbean, and St. Kitts became the capital of golf for the Eastern Caribbean. And our golfers were the best in the Eastern Caribbean. And an important note is that most of those outstanding local golfers were and are youngsters from poor backgrounds, economically poor. The Levine brothers, the Percival brothers, Phillips, Peets, Adrian Norford, and many others. The golf course also provided an opportunity for our youngsters from around the island to be engaged in character building, social building, summer programs. So it has provided a way out and a way up. Today, golf is more popular globally than ever before, both as a game and as an industry. Over 66 million people worldwide play the game, and the industry generates well over $100 billion a year and showing signs of growing. In the United States, over 25 million people play. That's 1 in every 12 Americans. In Canada, 1 in every 7 Canadians play, about 6+ million people. In Japan, over 8 million. In South Korea, 5 million. In the UK, 3 million. In Germany, nearly 3 million. In Latin America, over 100,000. In the Caribbean, just in the Caribbean, over 10,000. And from all of those numbers and all of that money that is in the global golf industry. There is great opportunity for the golf course in St. Kitts and the economy and the people of St. Kitts and Nevis to benefit significantly. So you get the picture of the asset we have, which is the golf course, and the opportunities that it has created and that it can create. But some years ago, bad decisions were made. And as a result, the game and the golf industry in St. Kitts suffered and still suffering. The question we have to ask, do our key decision makers, and I'm referring to members of the Frigate Bay Development Corporation Board, members of the Development Control and Planning Board, and members of the Cabinet, do they truly understand the proven value and the potential value of the golf course and the game of golf for the people of this country? Do they have the will to restore the golf game and the golf industry in St. Kitts? Do they have the will and the smarts to bring it to glory? They say in America, let's make America great again. I'm saying let us make St. Kitts golf great again and let the greatness flow abundantly to our people. Or have our decision makers given up on the golf industry and are now looking to sell the golf course in dribs and drabs and turn it into hotels and homes? Let me say this with unapologetic clarity. That would not be acceptable. The present administration does not have the political mandate to in any way alter or otherwise do anything which in even the slightest way compromises or might compromise the integrity of that golf course. No political authority to do that. And I, for one, will treat any person who is part of such a process as an enemy of the people of this country. So last year, November, one of the persons interested in buying that piece of land to which I referred earlier, his name is Hamir Sabnani. He's the boss at Rams. He was successful in getting an agreement to sell him the land. It is my view, based on the little knowledge that I have, that the Frigate Bay Development Corporation did not formally make that decision. So I have to ask, who did? He has not yet received the certificate of title to the land, as far as I'm aware. He applied for planning approval on November 28th, 2024, and he received approval in principle at the end of January this year, a couple of weeks ago. The approval that he got from the Development Control and Planning Board was what they call provisional. His approval document states that an environmental impact assessment is required and that an emergency exit from the 4th floor of the hotel that he plans to build there. An emergency exit will be required from the 4th floor. And that setbacks for the building from the boundary must be adhered to, and so on. This spells problems to my mind. First, he has already begun to clear the land, although the Development Control and Planning Act states clearly that provisional approval does not allow a developer to have building operations take place on the land. And under the Act, building operations include activities which are normally undertaken by a builder, one of which is clearing of land. So why was the land cleared? Why was the vegetation removed? Who approved that? The second problem is where an EIA, an environmental impact assessment, is required. The Development Control and Planning Board cannot grant provisional approval. Where an EIA is required, the board cannot even entertain applications for provisional approval. So how come provisional approval was granted when, by my interpretation, the Act prohibits that? The third problem is that the Act requires that approval be granted to the owner of the freehold title to the land. But the gentleman was not the freehold owner at the time of his application last November, and still today is not the freehold owner of the land. So why Was provisional approval granted? Maybe I'm misreading the act, and I'd be happy to be corrected. But if I'm not reading the act, something here is very wrong. Let's consider a few more things. If a building is erected on that spot, 4 to 5 floor hotel, it will change the existing flow of runoff water, both onto the golf course, which could create serious flooding problems, and onto the street, which could do the same and have serious traffic implications. Also, speaking of water flows, I assume that the building would provide parking for its tenants. So something bad will happen for the taxi drivers, and I'll get to that later. Second thing to consider, putting a building on that spot will also negatively affect the play of golfers approaching that hole, and it will expose people in the building and the building itself to danger coming from the golf course. Golf balls. 3. A 4 to 5 story building on that spot will block and degrade the views from the golf course, beyond, and from the street, and from properties on the other side of the street, looking towards the golf course. And perhaps a building like that could negatively affect the airflows going onto the green and the vicinity of the green, and make it harder for players. Meanwhile, the heavy equipment that was used to clear the land and to remove the vegetation has uprooted 2 water sprinklers on the golf course. So they have already started doing damage to the golf course. A fourth observation, what about wastewater? What systems are to be used? Frigate Bay already has a serious problem with regard to sewage. Many people may not know that, and it will reach a boiling point not too far from now, when it could become very embarrassing. And there are prior cases of projects approved by the building board where insufficient attention was given to sewage issues. 5. What about the taxis that park at the roadside? We spoke about water flows. What about the taxis that park there, owned by our hard-working sons and daughters of St. Kitts Nevis, as they park waiting for their call for a job from the Marriott Hotel or elsewhere in the Frigate Bay area? The job that will provide the cash to help them keep a roof over their heads, food in their children's stomachs, and so forth. Where will they park now? Will they have to go all the way down in front of Sugar Bay Club and the Rams businesses down there to park? Note that down there in front of the Rams businesses and others, that part outside of the golf course, outside of the tree line, all of that is government property. And all of those people who patronize the businesses around Sugar Bay and there, that park on public property, there's only a little bit of parking at Sugar Bay Club. They do not provide ample parking for the patrons of their business. That is provided by you and me at no cost to them. So where will the taxi drivers fit in? It looks like they're going to get squeezed out in more ways than one. So is it okay for businesses to collect money or to want to collect money from taxi drivers, but at the same time to obstruct taxi drivers from making a dollar, to get that money in their pockets to go and buy these things from these businesses? Who is going to protect the taxi drivers? Who is going to protect the economy? If we see things the way this thing, or some people want this thing to go, then something is wrong with us. The people of the country must not tolerate this. It's time we put a stop to being abused and taken advantage of. It's time we stop complaining. It's time we start standing up. And speaking of the Rams property that houses Sugar Bay Club on this Zenway Boulevard there, why is the property set back so much closer to the street than the property setbacks of the other properties along the Zenway Boulevard? Who does that setback belong to? And where will the setbacks be that I referred to in the building board's approval. They said the setbacks have to be observed. Where will the setbacks on that little piece of land on the perimeter of the golf course be? 4 to 5 stories high. Imagine it. And instead of agreeing for the construction of this 4 to 5 story hotel on the golf course, why didn't the Frigate Bay Development Corporation and the government, why didn't they encourage Rams to expand and upgrade Sugar Bay Club with the same 4 to 5 floors, doubling or tripling its capacity, raising the standard of the hotel, rather than going and messing with our golf course, and expanding and upgrading Sugar Bay Club to create more jobs for locals, rather than continuing to solve the unemployment problem in India, and show due respect now and trust for the smart, young, qualified Kitishans and Divisions whose parents' hard work and whose money and good-naturedness have made Rams and other businesses in this country so successful and rich. Why doesn't the Ministry of Tourism encourage Rams to take up tea lofts on the western side of Frigate Bay with its 200 plus rooms and convert it into an operating hotel or other real estate management business to create jobs and greater opportunities and expand the tourism accommodation plant and the tourism industry generally for the people of this country? Tiloft is sitting there doing nothing. Sugar Bay Club is sitting there in need of upgrade and repair and expansion. So you're going to leave these things there to get even worse, to go and do something on the golf course? I mean, after all, man, if you fool me once, shame on you. But if you keep fooling me, you know the rest. Leave the people's golf course alone. Is this project that is being proposed the kind of thing which sensitive and caring political leaders encourage or allow? Now, going back to the Frigate Bay Development Corporation, how much money was paid for this piece of land? Was the money paid into the corporation's land sales account? If not, why not? And which account did it go into? And where is the land sales receipt book? Where are the accounts for the corporation? I'm going to ask again, who approved the sale of this land? Was it a formal decision by the Frigate Bay Development Corporation's Board of Directors? What on earth is going on in this place? Is it true to say that administrations changed, but all are impotent against big money in this country? Is that it? Well, I think it is time for the small man to be heard and felt, because if these things continue, the cultural heritage, the patrimony, the dignity, and the nobility of our people will be destroyed. Thank you very much.
Yes, Brother Astafan, that's a very impressive commentary for today. And for me personally, if that piece of land was sold, I have a serious problem with it. I have asked the question time and time again. Why are our people, Kitishan and Division, walking around in our beloved federation with their eyes wide open, shut? Sometimes I want to believe that I'm going crazy. I am seeing things that I am not seeing, because the situation is so plain for us to see what's going on. And instead of people step up and step out to defend these islands and these lands, they curse you, so you're cursing government. They fight you down. You're fighting government. But if we don't stand up for what is wrong and what is right, we have a very rough time ahead in St. Kitts Nevis, you know. And it's going to lead me back to my campaign that I know some of you don't want to hear. But the reality is, Joseph Dwyer is so passionate about the situation there at the Gulf Coast and Frigate Bay. DJ Marisha is very passionate about the healthcare system in St. Kitts Nevis. For those of you who might not realize it, I spent the better part of my time, my career, in the healthcare industry, in various capacity, from being electrician, the lead electrician, hazmat, health and safety, confined space trainer, I have named it. I have been there in health and safety. And for the life of me, I am still trying to understand the parliamentarians, the police, the citizens, the NGOs, the people who are trying to put themselves up to be politician for the next election, which is around the corner. Election is around the corner. I don't know if you all realize it. But nobody seems to want to touch this issue with Brother Cance Edwards, the Buffalo soldier, Lord Black. Nobody wants to touch it. And the matter must be addressed, because as long as DJ Marisha have health and strength and breath in his body, it's not going anywhere until I see results. You're going to tell me that it's been today, the 19th of February, 2025. It's been 203 days since Brother Cance Edwards went missing from a senior home in Sadlers, where his family was paying upwards of $2,500, I understand, for his care. Based on information I received from his family, he was living at his home in Middle Island. There was a doctor that visited him, whether once a month or twice a month, I do not know, but a doctor that visited him at his home in Middle Island. That doctor recommended to the family that he needed round-the-clock care. The family agreed and allowed him to go to this home in Sadlers. Well, on the 1st of August 2024, the Buffalo did not return to that home. According to the naysayers, his usual walk. Well, I am of the view that if a doctor, a certified doctor, a qualified doctor, going to say to me, DJ Marisha, your dad need around-the-clock care. He has been diagnosed with dementia and he needs to be monitored. I would expect that doctor to have 24-hour surveillance on my father, whether it's via some kind of monitor on his hand, his leg, somewhere in his body, or have someone looking physically and monitoring his whereabouts, his going and coming. But it appears that in this case now, someone who was diagnosed with dementia, who should have around-the-clock care, was allowed to walk from that home to the main road and God knows where else. The end result of that situation is that the Buffalo went missing on the 1st of August 2024. That's 203 days ago. 203 days ago. It's been 195 days since he was found in a Godside, dead in the Saddles Mountain. And my people, like I said to you last weekend, there was some bed going around on social media. Someone claimed this bed is in some home down south. And you all was all in your feelings about it. And I asked you all last week, if that is how you all feel about that bed, just imagine seeing your loved one that should be in a warm bed at a senior home in a Godside in a mountain, in some grass dead, after being missing for 9 days. Not 9 hours, not 9 minutes, but 9 days. Sun, rain, thunder, lightning. That is what we were having in those periods. Someone that should have medication. My people, I take this matter very serious. And who don't like it? Tough. It's been 183 days since his funeral on the 21st of August, 2024. It's more than 23 weeks since the family, myself, have written to the Ministry of Health asking for some information. I finally got some feedback that they are working on some protocols, some regulations to be put in place. But the family is still waiting for answers from the police. Are you telling me that it take a police investigation this long for a matter like this to report some kind of update to the family? I reached out to the families this week before I come here tonight to find out, have you heard from the Ministry of Health? Have you heard from the police department? And the answer is no. The citizens of St. Kitts Navy should be just as upset as I am about the situation. We need a revamp in our healthcare system. Last week, I spoke about my experience in the US. I'm pretty sure you folks that live overseas or maybe in other islands understands that the healthcare system in St. Kitts Nevis, the Ministry of Health, cannot monitor itself, cannot oversee itself. So as I stated, just as we have a new statutory body in place, independent of the government to deal with the CBI, because money seems to be the most important thing to everyone in this federation. It's all about the money. It's time that we put an independent body in place to oversee the Ministry of Health, similar to what we have in the USA, what we call JACO, where there are mandatory visits, checking on these health facilities, including the hospitals and nursing homes, ensuring that the staff that works there are properly trained, are getting regular classes, refresher courses, following health and safety, following the health guidelines. I have seen too many incidents around, like I said last week as well. There are a couple of young bus drivers that I see driving around. I drove with some of them a few days later. They can't walk. They're limping on one side. They got a stroke. What is happening in our beloved federation? I'm not saying I have all the answers, but I am saying that together, if we come together to discuss these matters, I think we can get somewhere. And for those politicians in opposition, whether it's new candidates or the ones that was there trying to make a comeback, I am telling you guys, this is something you need to tackle. You will get a good response from the general public, because over the years I've heard that there have been several doctors who became prime minister, minister of health. I'm familiar with Sir Alphonse Kennedy Simmons, our first prime minister. I am familiar with the Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas, who was also prime minister. I'm familiar now with Honorable Prime Minister Drew, who is a doctor. We have had other ministers of health, but for whatever reason, the needle is not being moved. And the time is right, the time is now for us to take this matter serious. So I am calling on all your politicians out there who are campaigning, who are talking about the JAD and the CBI and the geothermal and the bridge between St. Kitts and Nevis and all of this, God knows, conversation that might take more than our lifetime to come to fruition. Let's deal with the low-hanging fruits, things that we can address now for the betterment of all of us. I do not know where my situation might be in a couple of years. I do not know if I will have to end up in one of those homes. And I definitely don't want to meet the fate that Brother Consett was met, roaming for 9 days and end up in a hillside. So my campaign, Brother Dwyer Astafan, and you Kittitians out there with your eyes open, shut, your vision. Let's have this conversation. The Big JL, Freedom FM, ZIZ, Win FM, Van Radio, 2020 Vision and Nevis. We need all hands on deck to echo this healthcare crisis that we have. We need urgent action. The same way that they went into parliament to deal with the traffic accident situation, this matter is just as serious and just as urgent. And speaking about the traffic situation, though I can give them credit for the efforts that they have taken, a lot of things should have been addressed in that was not addressed. If you guys pay attention, a few days ago, it was a big talk about a plane that I think it's a Delta airline or whatever that ended up turning on its back in Canada. Everybody survived. I am of the view, based on that situation, that everybody may have survived in that crash because everybody had a seatbelt on. Because if you're going to be coming at that speed in a plane to land and hit that ground with that force, turn upside down, and you didn't drop on your neck and break your neck, which means you were strapped in. So that is the whole idea of an airplane. The airplane have the seatbelts and you are told to use them for safety. Well, back to these bus drivers we have on the road here in St. Kitts Nevis. If I am wrong, someone put it in the comment and correct me. But the way some of these bus drivers driving, they are flying on the road. But I don't think the back seats of those buses has seatbelts. So when you hit with a heavy impact or you flip, people must die. Many of these cars, I don't know if they have seatbelts in the back, but it appears as though that folks are not using their restraints. The child seat is good to know that they're trying to enforce these things. But my good people, we could walk and chew gum at the same time. And I've said time and time again, politician does not have all the answers. It doesn't matter who we are, we don't have all the answers. I come here on a Wednesday evening, not to cuss anybody, but to highlight certain situation and hope that we could have that conversation engaged for better St. Kitts Nevis. Over the years, I was in North America, some 40 plus years. And to every time anyone comes up there to have a conversation, and I've seen a few of them, the messages was always, come back home with your talent. Bring it back home to help us out. But basically, when you come back home with your talent, you are rejected by some of the people, some of the politicians, because you're giving them a holistic idea to deal with situation, but they want to take it in piecemeal. If your vehicle must run on 4 tires, you cannot use 3. So if I am giving you an idea to solve an issue or to help a situation, don't take piece of it and then leave the other piece. Don't come and tell me, well, I know it costs $50, but I only have 25. Then you're not going to get it done. Find the other 25. Do it one at a time. You cannot do everything at one time. So if you resolve an issue weekly, you know what happened? Eventually, you will resolve a lot of issues. I can recall back in 21, I had to stalwart on this podcast. Brother J. Dwyer Astafan and Brother Sam Kanda. And I was on my campaign to get rid of the farmer administration. Our campaign was to get rid of them. And on that evening, Dwyer said to me, but Jeffroy, election was last year, 2020. Election is not due until 2025. This is 2021. And you are campaigning for elections in 2022. How you expect that gonna happen? When we got to go to 2025? I said, Dwyer, there's some big stone around Old Road Bay. Do you believe that Marisha could go around Old Road Bay and pick up one of those big stones and bring it to St. Paul's and put in his yard? He said no. I said, but if I go around there every night with a bucket, a 2-pound hammer, and a chisel, and chisel off a bucket of stone every evening and bring it to St. Paul's, can't I move that stone in my yard? He said yes. Some months later, wasn't too long after, we all heard the former Prime Minister, Honorable Timothy Harris, the 6 of them he let go. You know. One of them out of the 6 he let go said that Timothy was the best Prime Minister ever. While I was campaigning for things to change because of what was happening during COVID, they launched the attack on me. All kind of aggressive thing, they call me all kind of name. The fella there over there, Nevis, said Timothy was the best Prime Minister ever. Well, guess what? After Timothy fired the 6 of them, conversation changed. He became all kind of things. My good friend Timothy, and I'm going to call him my good friend, because Timothy did not want the advice that was given him. He didn't want to hear the things I was telling him back then. It's over 4 years Timothy and I never spoke because he refused to return my call. He refused to meet with me. And I called in on his program there, Leadership Matters. And I advised him that since he did not have time to speak with me, I will speak to the next Prime Minister. But I'm going to try him in the public square. And I did just that. We all see the end results. Everybody put in their 2 cents, and government was changed in less than 2 years into their second term. Well, my good people, the questions that I have to ask you Labour supporters out there, are you pretend Labour supporters? Are you who got all your mouth in the trough? If you all was in so much support and behind me when I was campaigning for things to done properly and for the rights of the people of this country, and you all actually believe in it. We are now 4.5 years into the first term of the Joe administration. A lot of things seems to mimic what the farm administration was doing. We have heard the complaints, we have heard the cry. I'm listening to the people on the street. So why is it now I am maintaining my status quo and being consistent with my conversation? Why some of you believe I am cussing the government? Instead of you all open your all eyes that you're walking around wide open shut to see what is taking place, what is happening, to address the situations at hand for better St. Kitts Nevis. Why is it? When the DJ highlights certain things, or you push up all your mouth, or you cuss, you're putting too much pressure on the government. Well, I don't know if you all realize something, We are closer to the next election cycle now than before. We passed midterm already. It's been more than 2 years and 6 months since the Joe administration been in power, and the clock is ticking. So if the people on the street, the majority of the people on the street, the majority of the citizens who will have the power to elect the next government are crying, and there's not change in the approach to what is taking place, because some of you are comfortable, so you want it to stay the same. You make up all your mind to be a one-term government, And it's not because Marisha says so. It's going to be self-inflicted. No matter how much podcasts are you coming out there and how much pictures and posting on social media, this is a different era. People are seeing for themselves. We have to be serious. The people gave the new Labour administration a mandate. and the people want to feel the ease, not the squeeze. Many of them tell me they're feeling the squeeze. They thought they would get an ease. The pressure dropping on them, pressure rising on them. So they can't even get away from the low or the high, because any place they go, they're feeling the squeeze, they're feeling the pressure. This is what the people saying to me. So my good people, I was speaking to someone earlier today down at the ferry terminal. I spend my time basically either on a domino board at the bar talking to the less fortunate citizens in the country, just like myself. And I understand what they're saying. And I've said this time and time again. And if this simple scenario, we cannot understand what I am saying, then you are not ready for politics. Because the former administration was there when they're giving stimulus to the people, they give it to the people who already had it. The people who's in a position to enjoy a good meal, they're getting the stimulus, not the poor man, not the man in the ghetto. This new administration came in, they decide they're going to give something from the CBI. They call it dividend. And that dividend, the requirement for that dividend is that you must have a social number. You must contribute X amount to social in order to get some benefits. Bullshit. Wrong approach. I do not know who all was in that room when they were discussing that, but if I would say at least a third of the citizens, let's go from birth to 16, because you have to be 16 years of age to get a social in St. Kitts Nevis, according to Social Security. So from birth to 16, you don't have a social. And even when you get to 16, if you don't have a job to pay into the social, you still don't get a number. And if you're self-employed and you choose not to pay into social, you still don't have a social number. So I would say at least a third of the citizens in the Federation does not have a social number. But they're asking, the requirement they're using is social. For this JAD, they said, packet boost, same result. You must apply with a social number. So you find that the people that could afford to buy a bread from Shama, could afford to buy a beer from Shabby, that could afford to overbuy freights and buy some patty and chicken, they're the one that benefiting. But the man on the street, the little babies in school, from babies to primary to kindergarten to high school, there's nothing for them, you know. I hear them talking about we need to have an increase in the birth rate in St. Kitts Nevis. But yet, some of them who encouraging people to get pregnant, not doing it, you know. They're not getting pregnant. The career is too important to them. And when the people go out there and get the babies, there's no help. Some fathers get killed on the street, no compensation. Babies live hungry and stranded. And this kind of thing is encouraged. My good people, we need a conversation. And this conversation cannot be just a one-off conversation. It has to be a consistent conversation. From community to community, from school to school, from village to village, from home to home, from door to door. We have to have this conversation. We got to listen to the masses. We got to educate the public. And the politicians need to be educated. Because you come out and you campaign that you're going to do this and you're going to do that, knowing you're not going to do it. And then you get in there and hide from the people. I can recall during the campaign of 22, Congress was singing a song and his opponent that she was in the garden hiding from the work. They look like they're hiding too. In Mauritius said this, the word on the street. That's what I bring to you. The word on the street. A couple of weeks ago, there was a conversation in Parliament where Premier Brantley brought up a topic about the conversation he had with small businesses and their concern about the duty-free tariff and stuff at the port. But he stopped short of really what I think he needed to do, was demand some kind of financial influx for the small business to boost them. I think that's something he should have presented as the leader of the opposition. And I also believe, as the leader of the opposition, by now, Premier Brantley should have introduced some kind of legislation, something in Parliament to address that matter. Since he feels so strong about the tariff and the taxes and the value-added tax, he should have introduced something by now. So, to me, he have failed the people. You know, he have failed the people. And we listen to the talkers because they give a good speech. You know, I don't believe in just talking. I believe when I speak on a matter, I must be able to present a resolution. Otherwise, I'm not going to touch it. You know, a gentleman told me today that he's trying to bring a vehicle into St. Kitts. He have a little business that he need a vehicle. And it looked like he's gonna have to shut down the business, because based on these numbers that he showed me here, when I look at it, the CIF value of the vehicle in EC is 148,500. Now, the government of St. Kitts Nevis, the duty that they put on that money is 66,000.825. 66,000.825. That's duty. Duty is equal to tax. Duty equal to tax. Custom service charge, 8,910. Custom service charge is equal to tax. Environmental levy, I think it used to be 5,000. They got it up to, 500. No, that was for the old vehicle. They had a 5,000 tariff, and that I do not know where that is. But the environmental levy they have here is 1,000. And then they put the value added tax of 38,289.95. So basically, after you have paid the tax, which is the import duty, the custom service charge, the environmental levy, then they tax all of that. So they're taxing the tax. So these guys that are sitting in the opposition bench, they say it's 5 to 6. You're going to tell me you got the leader of the opposition, official leader of the opposition, Premier Brantley. You have Sean K. Richards. You got Timothy Harris, Honorable Timothy Harris. You have the other gentleman there from Nevis, the Deputy Premier, and you have Alexis Jeffers. 5 of them sitting in the opposition benches, and they don't have the time. You got 12 months in the year. They're going to be there for 5 years, and they just go to Parliament and sit down days after days, listening to the nonsense, drink the water, sip the wine or whatever they're just doing there, and laugh with each other and and are thinking of the people business. And they expect to be sent back into Parliament to represent who? Well, I am calling on Dr. Juna privately and publicly. We need these matters addressed that I speak about tonight. We need to see some action on them, and quick actions. Because let me give a little update on my little visit over the weekend. A lot of individuals reached out to me over the last couple of days and wanted to make my birthday this big jam down production. And the DJ really did not want that. The DJ just wanted a nice, relaxing weekend, chill out, reflect, and basically try to rationalize and life and to see really what I have done over the past years, what I did well, what I can do differently, what improvement I can do to help the people of St. Kitts Nevis. Because for me, for the life of me, I don't understand why so many educated people in this beloved federation is so selfish and so dumb. Selfish and dumb at the same time. And they're supposed to be educated. You cannot speak to them about nothing before they don't attack you. You cannot ask a question. You ask a question, you're against this and you're against that. You want this and you want that. So I said, let me take the weekend and just relax and don't get into any long debate and no long fight with nobody. I really wanted to make it across the St. Croix to hang with my uncle there, Eustace Hutchinson. His son's birthday was on Sunday. I wanted to have a good time with him. In as much as I made the effort, that didn't happen. So the next best thing was for me to hang out with my boy Carbo in Nevis without him knowing. So who was trying to surprise me, they get surprised basically. So I end up, I could say I get stuck in Nevis because that's where I was for the weekend. For those of you who could not find me and calling my phone and ringing my phone off the hook, I apologize, but I just wanted that quiet time. But as a good time as I was having and meeting new people and listening to people showing me love and appreciation and whatever, want to big up my boy there, Brother Banky, over there in Nevis, the farmer. By the way, Banky have raised his hand and plan to run for some office there in Nevis, one of the election. I think he need to be given a chance. Those you all have there now, they have failed Nevis. They have failed the people. So my recommendation really is to try something else. Something else have to happen in Nevis because what I'm seeing is really not workable. So I went across there, hang out with my boy Banky, get a few mangoes, a few star apple and everything, have a good conversation. Very encouraging conversation. So big up yourself, Brother Banky. Then asking about some of the old stuff and thing, back in the days, we had our goose and our doorbells and stuff, asking for those old time things, irons and stuff. He tell me, man, my sister have a place there. You can go there and check out. So I went and I check out his sister. I think her name is Isha now, Isha, whatever. Went there, check out a place, learn a lot of things there as well. First time I heard about fig cane, tried the fig cane, tastes just like sugar cane. It was nice. Had a few drinks with her and everything. So I encourage you folks to check out her place, and even I encourage the schools to take folks there. Went and checked my brother Daniel there over at the Hydro Farm. Got some stuff from Daniel as well, always taking care of the DJ. But when I did make it by Carbo tell me he's not gonna make it. I don't know if Carbo have a crystal ball, but Carbo said he knew I was coming there. So I got there, got my lovely bowl of cold water, had my fish and fungi later, and have a good time there. Went into my boy Patrice Nisbet. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Patrice Nisbet, but this is the same Patrice Nisbet that I look at on television while he was Attorney General under Denzel Douglas administration, also Foreign Minister to the United Nations under a Denzel Douglas administration. And I asked Patrice, and I wanted to play it tonight. I asked him to send me that clip when he made his presentation at the United Nations. I haven't received that clip, but I hope he can get it to me. Because I am asking Patrice, you have been there before as Attorney General in the federal government. You have been there before as a foreign minister to the Federation. You have done a great job. So far, what we're seeing for Nevis is not working. Why don't you raise your hand and let the people of Nevis know that you're willing to do your part? And Patrice is so laid back, he don't say much. Marisha, have a drink. Let me buy you a drink. He don't want to have the conversation. Thank you, Patrice, for the drink. But the idea was not for you to buy me a drink. The idea is to get you interested and raise your hand and let the people of Nevis know that you're still young, you still have the ability to continue where you left off. I think you need to raise your hand and run for a seat for the federal position there in Nevis. You don't have to be a part of no particular party if the party don't want to give you a spot. But I will campaign for you, Patrice, to run in the next federal election there in Nevis. We need a change. We need some improvement. So for you folks who have Patrice's phone number, I would ask you guys to reach out to Patrice personally, and I would hope that you support my call for Patrice to try his hat in the ring. And if you don't have his number, just put something in the chat, because I'm going to send this link to him. I got to start calling him out and let him stop out there just grinning and smiling. Like I told Dr. Joe, it's time to stop the smiling, time for business. I'm telling Patrice the same thing. And I will not tell you get up off your lazy ass, Patrice, because I know you're not lazy. But I will say to you, get up off your ass and start. Do some work. Go to the people in Nevis. Knock the doors. See what their needs are. Let's start the process. And Cabo, I don't know if you got any wish or will to be in the political arena, but you'll be a perfect candidate as well. So I'm asking you guys, you have Banky, you got Patrice, you got Cabo, I don't know who else. I think you guys need to start knocking on some doors and prep yourself. Elections are around the corner, sooner than you all think. So I just want you all to know that. So, in a nutshell, I just want to again apologize to you folks who might have been disappointed that you could not be with me in person to celebrate my birthday, but believe me, I had a good time relaxing, and that is what the doctor ordered. The problem was that everything was going good until I heard my phone ringing off the hook constantly Saturday morning, and I already had made a conscious decision that I will not take any phone calls. I would reach out to everybody on Sunday, and I just wanted a quiet birthday. But I checked my phone to see the time that I could have gone and get something to eat. And then I realized there was a message from my sister in England, Jennifer. So I know that we have a sister there that is very ill. So once I see a message from Jennifer, I got to take it serious. So when I check her message, the message was, Jeffroy, trying to reach you. Sylvia is gone. So I went further in the message to realize that our sister had passed away. And I want to know, for the life of me, Sylvia has been knocking on death door for more than 10 years. In and out, she has been knocking on death door. The anniversary of her mom's death was on the 10th of February. I was concerned then. Why would my sister wait until my birthday to die? Even though I got my view on it, I guess she just decided she could do as she pleased. So she's going to join me with my celebration. So that is the bad news I got. So I went from feeling blessed to reach that milestone to that downward feeling. But that one didn't last long. Then I got the news that my good friend Moffett Slack had passed away as well. So it was a double blow on Saturday, which basically for the entire weekend after I got those news, I was just walking on the air, drifting on the air. I got to the motion without showing anyone that I was feeling anything. But it was a very emotional Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, even up to now. I still have that feeling. But eventually my son reached out to me and decided he wanted to sing happy birthday in his Ray Charles version, which I appreciated. We laugh about it and everything, so I thank him for that. He always tried to let me know that he's the better looking one. So That's fine. It's a photocopy, but he said he's the better looking one. That's cool. My daughter there, Sister Rochelle, she also reached out to me and did her stuff. But the icing on the cake for that day, I must say, on Sunday, I received my birthday song from my baby girl. And you guys know how I love my baby girl. And whenever she does these things, I love to share it with the public. Because for a 7-year-old to act so grown up and knows how to do her stuff, how to make her daddy proud, I just have to share it with you guys. So let's take a quick listen to my baby girl singing happy birthday to daddy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Daddy. Happy birthday to you.
So that was my baby girl rendition of Happy Birthday. And that really, as they would say, flatter my heart. Give me that spirit of upliftment and get me out of that zone, But came back down to St. Kitts and listening to certain conversation of what's going on in our beloved federation took me back again to what are we thinking about life? What are we really thinking in our beloved federation? What is really going on with us as a people in St. Kitts and Nevis? Where is the love? Where is the understanding? Because, my good people, up to today, I see something coming across my media page. Just maybe 2 weeks ago, we heard of the charges that laid against one of our crown counsel. And today I'm hearing of some 3 charges that was laid against one of our prominent lawyers here, the deputy leader of the PLP. I think some months ago, there was some charges laid against him for similar situation, if not the same. And today again is this thing. So the people that knows better, why are they not doing better? I don't know. But I am calling on our people of St. Kitts and Nevis to, I'm not saying to put politics aside, because I now understand that politics is part of us. The politics will be part of us. And I also now understand that on any given Wednesday evening, I'm going to have some of you that are going to be happy with my presentation, and some of you that is going to be upset because the things that I'm saying will be affecting the party you support or the candidate that you support. But I am not here to carry anybody load. I am not here to spin and twist nothing to accommodate anyone. I am here to have the conversation with you, our general public, to find out if you all are paying attention. Because if you all are paying attention, you all should be picking up your phones and calling your representatives. Let them know that the struggle is real. The conversation is real. You understand? The struggle is real and the conversation is real. So why, to today, the small businesses who are struggling, still not getting the support from the government. Yet we hear this amount of money going there, this amount of money going there, this is happening, that is happening, but yet the people that need the help are not getting the help that they need. I am looking at these preschools and primary schools, still struggling. Still struggling. Ministers out there celebrating and dressing up and jumping on a plane. You don't even know where they live in the country. I am one of the persons in this country that believe that every minister that is departing this country to go and any government business that taxpayers' money is paying for should make a release. They're traveling and the purpose they're traveling. When they come back, they report they're back on what they accomplish. I am someone that believes in this. These days, you only know that somebody leave because someone who might see them wherever they are will tell you because of some social media post, you know that they went someplace. This is what we elect the government for, to take their joy trips and go to Dubai and go to wherever. And then at the end of the day, they come back to you a couple of weeks before election and they give you some sad story and ask you to give them another term. We got to do better than this, my good people. We really got to do better than this. And you know, I went down to Sandy Point there on Monday. Went down to Sandy Point for a bit. And after having a conversation with Raymond and Ian Sanders, they were telling me that that was Starshield's birthday. I said, Starshield's birthday? I would like to see him. And they agreed that we'll go and visit Starshield. Went to visit Starshield, but I guess in his condition, he could not see us. He gave me his number and told me to let him know when I'm coming back and he will make himself available. My good people, my heart felt a bit down when I went there, because you're going to tell me that we have a cultural department, carnival committee, and all of these big wigs out there in their nice socks and nice shoes. A legend like Starshield made birthday, and he's locked down in a bedroom in Sandy Point. Nobody went there to show him some love or do anything special for him. I had a problem with that, right? And I do not know where we lost it. We have our love gone or whatever it is, but somewhere along the line, we have to find a way to get back to be a little more caring about our people. Starshield have done some great representation for our beloved Federation around the globe. Virgin Islands, the UK, Canada, the US. As a matter of fact, Starshield used to visit New York many times a year because I used to take him up there regular. Him and Ranger. Starshield and Ranger was a team, you know. And these young people of today, I wonder if some of them even know who is Starshield. So I want to drop a song here in honor of my boy Starshield. He sang this song some years ago, and I think he should have won the crown. But the judges, as usual, do their own thing. I'm not even going to introduce the song because the lyrically, you wouldn't know what the song is. So let's take a quick listen together and just say happy belated birthday to the king, Starshield.
Your aim, I say, great leaders of today. Do you want to live to see great progress in your country? Or you want the whole Caribbean to be filled with blood bloody stains and strife, taking poor people's lives, making sacrifice just to live your big life. Oh yes, well you are responsible for whatever happens. That's why we depend on you, thinking you would help us too. But you concentrate on power and don't care if your poor brother he or no shoes on his feet, up and down the street in the burning heat. Oh yes, while immigration's in the foundation, kicking your people out just like garbage cans. But you better realize we have reached at a crucial stage. Situation has taken us right back to slavery days. But I say, you are the shepherd, we are the sheep. You made a petition, and that you must keep. But how can we prosper with our lives in your hand when you're hunger for power, corrupting this land for the news and information that I hear every day? All I can do is just get right down on my knees and pray. And while meditating, I hear a voice saying, "Oh, to the shepherd that leads his sheep astray." Oh yeah, but I'm asking of the truth. Oh yeah, I'm telling you straight to your truth. Oh yeah, you are a big disgrace. Oh yeah, destroy the human race. Every leader should be brave. It's a fact I must explain. Opposition leaders too, you're also responsible for when you perform malpractice, overthrowing government. I'll insist. If something like this is of your interest, then you're a pessimist. Oh yes, but if you live by guns, well then you will surely die by them. If you take my opinion, you can save a whole nation. All you opposition leaders and you ministers in government, why you reset and rest with content? Poor people can't pay their rent. But when you come to the public, you keep a show, telling us mega business. But I hope you know, hungry children starving their belly out while you feeding high. But how can you rest with content when you hear them cry and deny that you are the shepherd, we are the sheep? You made a petition which you would not keep. You corruptious leaders, careful what you do, for what you do to others will come back to you. But when the radio station said I done it today, my inspiration just grew, and I fell right down on my knees and prayed. And while I was praying, the good shepherd kept saying, "Oh, to the shepherd that leads his sheep astray." But them asking of the place, I'm getting them straight to the face. There are a big disgrace, destroying the human race. Oh yeah. The whole world situation is nothing but corruption. Even little children, they have so much ill words to say. But I blame parents and teachers who resent from teaching them the way. And that's why today disrespect a common thing. Oh yeah. And when you go to church, you'll find ministers of the same kind. Sexual maniacs, and then some are homosexual men. They are nothing but wolves in sheepskin. They are blind but yet they'll be in weeds. And I'm pleased to see Calypsonians like me, who be good shepherds, and see that diverse time and peril has come. I say, false prophets rising up, deceiving every nation. It is time to spread the message all over every land. Stand up and fight and wipe out all corruption, and understand that we are the shepherds to care for our sheep. That is the petition which we have to keep. We promise to be leaders and to give instruction, but some only created abomination. Oh, the world is full of corruption and deceitful men today. So in whatever we do, we must get down on our knees and pray. For when we start praying, we'll gain understanding and know the good shepherd won't lead his sheep astray. He put a blessing in the place. I'm telling you straight to the face. He'll save the human race.
Yes, my good people. The conversation about election is around the corner. There's a very serious conversation. And I want to tell my boy Iva, 2027 is right around the corner. And I want our citizens to understand that what I'm hearing on the street is not beneficial to them. It's not beneficial to the country. So this conversation I am having this evening, I want everyone to understand me. When you're going to say you're not going to vote for anybody in life again, nobody could get your vote. You're not helping yourself, you're not helping the country. Because guess what? If everyone decides to stay home because they're not happy with a particular politician, well, the better criminal will win, Because I'm sure you guys are paying close attention. The campaign have started in many corners of the Federation already. And for those of you who would want to think that any particular political party does not stand a chance, you all make the mistake and stay home. And you will find out the remorse you have the day after the election. So I am saying to you good people of St. Kitts and Nevis, at home and abroad, who are listening to this podcast, or who may listen to it at some point in time, pay attention, take your notes, think about what is best for the country, not just for yourselves, the future of this country. And I'm calling on all citizens, when that time comes, find someone that you have enough confidence in and make your ex. Staying at home will not help. I'm going to go back to Starshield with this one.
What is the reason for you to fear the iniquities of wicked men nowadays? When you are aware that all that is in their minds is to upraise strife and confusion, but the same does fall on their children down to the third and fourth generation. Corruption, I say, it could work but it just can't pay. For most people who are living sky high today got rich in dishonest ways, and living with day from day to day, I can say that if they could hold the key to destruction and upturn this place to confusion, they would strive to do all they can do. So this message I bring to you, especially for them wicked people, and it's not lie. So listen to my cry. If a man spit up to the sky, it must fall straight back in the eye.
Yeah, man. The king started.
Some men would even use their position to seduce young women of this nation. Say, isn't it wrong? Men coming out of school, applying to get employment, and to be successful, they must be present for interviews at their residence at 8 p.m. instant, or somewhere they never went. I call it a bed and back situation, breeding corruption over the land. But they'll cease from their wicked plan when they understand that the one who holds the key to destruction, someday he'll turn their life to confusion. They continue to seduce my people. For when he see they're getting too far, he would take away the power before they die. So they know it's not lie, that when they spit up to the sky, it must fall straight back in their eye. Broadcasting and rumors going around, information about wolves in sheep clothing, keeping us down. Just like Jim Jones, the minister over in Guyana, using God's name to make a cover for the land he want to take over. He didn't mind to kill a multitude at one time, after making them sign him as beneficiary of their social security. But not he didn't live to spree his decree, for he do not hold the key to destruction to stop them from shooting him down, or he'd openly let it be me. But the one above has the plan to make all them decisions, and if I lie, oh, he wouldn't have to die when he spit up to the sky and it fall straight back in his eye. I do not intrude on no specific man, for when I sing my song, I just sing it from true inspiration. Whatever I do does surely affect me too, for whatever deed that I do, it becomes a vicious circle. Vanity never makes happiness for you, so you should never spoil your future days for vanity which does not pay. For happiness can only be when your mind is free, and you know who holds the key to destruction can make this a happy nation if we strive to do what we should do. That's why this message I bring to you would help us to struggle through, let it reach you high. So even if I die here, I spit a blessing up to the sky, let it fall straight back in your eye.
Yes, my good people, as King Starshield says, we just have to do the right thing, Once you do the right thing, it come right back at you, I like that, Ivor. I like that. The campaigning never stops in our beloved Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. But what really stops is that once the ballots are counted, the people who figured they had all the answers basically disappear, and the struggle continues. So, again, my good people, I am here trying to have that conversation as the weeks progress. We're going to be getting deeper into some conversation, because whether they like it or not, whether they like it or not. I supported Prime Minister Joe, then Dr. Joe, now Prime Minister Joe, and by extension, the Labour Party. I decided that I would take the first 2 years and just relax in observation mode. I had done just that. There was a manifesto that was campaigned upon. And the reality is that it's time for us to really check the scorecard, check the report card, see where they add up with that manifesto to where we are. And my good people, many of you might not want to hear, like to hear when I say these things. But I came down to St. Kitts on the in 22, and I booked a ticket to leave St. Kitts right after the election. I really wasn't going to stick around for any inauguration and stuff like that. But the team of people that I had pulled together to work with me to try and make some changes in St. Kitts, people like Dwyer Astafan, Sam Kanda, Dr. Martin, Ira McMahon, Larry Vaughan, Sam Kanda's wife, a few people. The site fit that I should stick around for the inauguration, which was a week later. And they decided to pay to change my ticket, and I stuck around. My concern and my issue is, there's a lot of concerns I have, but the main ones that I have basically is the issue with the electoral office. We campaign heavily on the electoral office and the electoral system overall. And I really expected the new Labour administration to tackle that firsthand because we felt very strong about it. And I remember speaking to the AG off the record, privately on the record on this podcast, about getting that process going. And I can recall he telling me about, I think it was 23, that the process will be done by the end of summer. Well, we're in 25. And for me, it's kind of disappointing. Though a lot of things has been done by the government, I have an issue with that. The electoral process has not been addressed more swiftly. That is number one on my agenda. Number one. Another issue that is burning for me is that I remember the speech that the Prime Minister gave, that he's the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis. He's the Prime Minister for all. And I was happy to hear that, because there was that divide between the Kittitian and the Vision, which I have a problem with. I know we are one. I feel we are one. And I will continue to feel that way. But there's a great deal of people trying to bring that divide. And I did my best to point out to the Prime Minister that yes, there might be a Premier and Nevis, but you need to be the difference. You need to make some time, and let's go across the Nevis. I'll take the ride with you. Let's go across there and hang out for the day with the people, whether we're going to do it in the park, wherever we're going to do it. But let's just go and hang with the people for the mingle and whatever. Not for culturama, not for no session, a real town hall where we could feel the people, talk to the people, let them feel a part of us. And the Prime Minister promised, and I actually believed him. I believed him that he would have done that within his first year. And I think the Prime Minister dropped the ball, and he lost some marks. He lost some credit. He'd been across the globe. regionally and internationally, been across the globe. And yet, to take that ride across the Nevis to really meet with the people the way that I suggested. It's not too late, but he don't have much time left. It's not too late. I think it can still happen. But this is something that I feel strong about. And for those of you who've been following this podcast, you guys would have known whenever I had the opportunity to interview the Prime Minister, that would have been one of the questions I would push. I do not know who is his advisors or who might be telling him not to do this, not to do that, but that is a big fault. That is a big miss. I also have spoken to the Prime Minister that, yes, you have representatives in various constituencies, but the people want to feel their Prime Minister. They want to see their Prime Minister. They don't want nothing from you. They would even buy you a drink. You need to make the time out, whether it's a Saturday evening or Thursday evening, whenever, when you finish what you're doing, make some time. Let's go to the communities, Let's organize the people, let them see the Prime Minister. And again, that is drifting away fast. You're losing that opportunity very fast. People are frustrated because even the representative in a lot of these constituencies, nobody's seen them. You have 8 constituencies, you win 6 of them. And if you go into any one of them right now, a great deal of people are disappointed. The DJ cannot come to you and mislead you and tell you everything is okay when that's not what I am hearing. The DJ have to tell you the facts and give you my views on how we can fix the situation. Don't wait, don't follow Ivor Henry them, Ivor Henry them are counting on 2027 that they could come and tell people, oh, give them a chance. People ain't gonna go for that. Got to be done now. Now is the time. You have to turn that corner now, Mr. Prime Minister. Since I don't have the chance to tell you privately, I'm going to tell you publicly, now is the time. As the world rotates, as a matter of fact, I have the song queue up there. The quality is not the best, but I'm going to drop the song tonight. As the world rotates by the King Pharaoh. But we really have to take the people serious. Don't take the people for granted. Don't think because they're from St. Paul's or they're from Newton Grong or they're from number 6, they're going to vote for Labour. Right now, this country, this federation, people are struggling so much financially that it becomes a transactional arrangement. It's transactional within the government ministers. It's transactional between those in Nevis, those in St. Kitts, and the people. People need some relief. Businesses are getting calls, letters or whatever, that no matter how bad things are, we need our social, we need our taxes. If you don't pay your social, you can't get your license renewed. Well, if you cannot get your license renewed, how are you going to pay up what you owe? You got to find ways of addressing the situation. You understand? So, again, as the evening wind down, I am just reflecting. This week is just a reflection for me. I am not coming punching to the point where I want to change anybody's mind, how they feel about a situation. I just want you to examine what you're thinking, examine yourselves and see if really, in reality, what we campaign against in the former administration and what we are seeing now. Come on, don't be so hypocritical.
To the people of St. Kitts, this is the story of oppression and victimization which I suffered in this land. Where is the light of unity you used to shine for the country? People, you asking me day and night. Well, now it is high time I tell you the truth about the light you once knew. action for justice and equal rights. I recall 1978 when the vicious circle was great, and in 1979 mental slavery did shine. Then again 1981 final night was the same when they pulled down the shepherd light. Then you say you don't comprehend. How could intelligent men make the same mistakes again and again? So I sing this song to tell the story of the exploitation and the victimization I suffered in this nation. For the biasness and dishonesty is wasting my life away. Each year they try to degrade me so their partner could have this way. So I left and went overseas and win the crown in New York City. But when I came back, the light wasn't there to see. Oh, they have hit my light and call it a history. Oh, people, they hit my light, hit my light. They have hit my light, hit my light. Hey, hey. Everybody know where the light be, hidden in a vault beneath a tree, place where the hide Californian lies. But judges put in authority, is they who control the master key, the key of justice and equal rights. So I came and confessed to you, there is nothing that I can do if the decision is not right. I saw competition night. It is clear, and by now everybody knows. Every year they just keep in a one-man show. But despite oppression and strain, this year I stand to proclaim that I shone before and I surely shall shine again. For my people made a petition for a Calypsonian, one who would be a sportman, shine over the nation. One who when he losing competition, he'll take his place on the stage. We are tired of the confusion, so we turn in another page. I ain't calling Fowler, join my con, who the captain could put it on. And all who think my life is a history, I come back to take my life from under the Canaan tree. And then I go shine my light, shine my light. I go shine my light, shine my light. Hey, hey. The greatest criteria that I know when coming to judge the Calypso is the great criteria of discretion. But that criteria they cannot use when before the night they don't choose the one to win the competition. So I hope the judges awake, for them making a big mistake. They are not only killing me, but the whole artistry. I say check it out before it's too late, or someday the people won't participate. So now wash your hands and be fear, and judge Calypso this year, and release the key to the vault of the Canaan tree. You see, and I will take the light of unity to guide my nation in every situation, for it is my destination. I would shine my light with one intention, to lift up my country high and bring respect to my nation. If you give me another try. So when the judges release the key to the vault of the Canaan tree, once more I shine my light for the world to see, and say it's
My brother Ivan, I'm going to indulge you this evening with your conversation, you know. You said that folks are crying for change in SK. I can say to you, the oppositions might be out there crying for change. But what I'm hearing on the ground is the people are asking that the current administration deliver what they campaign on. That is what I am hearing. Deliver the promise that you campaign on. I don't hear the people crying for change. I'm hearing the people say they will not vote again. That's what I'm hearing. They will not vote for anyone. That is the conversation that I'm hearing on the streets. A great deal of people are saying they will not vote for anyone. The people who are crying for change is the people who was there, who wants to get back there to continue whatever they were doing. So again, I'm continuing with the tribute to Brother Starshade. This one is called Powers of Nation.
The things you preach, powers of nations, because racial segregation and all discrimination you have promised to destroy, but yet you still employ the road to destruction. Powers of nations, our hope will come when freedom is given to all humanity, for justice is given in a world that is free. Powers of nations, we shall overcome when you release the shackles from the minds of all men. Let justice and liberty be born once again for we. Or if you really want to no more, well, I am sure you will endure to stand for liberty and set the people free, and let apartheid cease, for we want a world of peace. United Nations, you promised to man that you'll end slavery and brutality for every nation. You have vowed to take heed that color or creed should not be taken to be a blame to man. United Nations, and who violate this law? What use you keeping them for? Put South Africa outside, if by law they can't abide, and let all be justified. Powers of nations, black South Africans are shut down cold-blooded in the streets of their land. This is plain terrorism and injustice to man. Powers of nations, and you fulfill this plan when some men are slaves while others are free in a world of watching daily what you doing to be powers of nation. And the nations we see who are power hungry and all who ignorantly create diversity with other nations. He would surely write your name down in the book of tribulation. For look, the Russians name down here is disasters everywhere. So I hope you be aware, powers of nation. You must understand, God wants every nation on this earth to be free, and His judgment is sure, though not done speedily. Powers of nation, His will must be done. If it takes all the earthquakes and the world disaster to bring all of the nations on this earth together, it will be. Because you don't want the world to war no more. So I am sure we will endure to stand for liberty and set the people free. So they cry from west to east, for He wants a world of peace. I said to stand for liberty and set the people free. Hear the cry from west to east, for He wants a world of
Yeah, man. Star Shield the Educator. Lovely, lovely track. I'm going to drop a final track here of Star Shield. And basically, I think this is my favorite track by Star Shield. Because all of you voters out there who crying out for return of them wicked politicians. You know what Star Shield say about when you're sorry for them all hard, huh? Let's take a quick listen.
Situation of justice in our lands. Well, just conviction should be awarded to every man, can't we understand? That punishment ordered to a criminal can't be in vain. For if he is jailed for life or they hang him high, he would never disturb next man again. Listen to my song. Oh, the position, why should you do wrong? There's no man who could ever be wrong and strong. So if a man commits murder, don't sit there and cry. You just hang him high and let my words condense true sense and go and tell my people that if they create more trouble, they would meet their fate. For old people say that when you're sorry for old hog, what would it do but turn around and go down your head? This advice I took from a story which I heard about a man named Bruno. In the whole of his life he wounded and murdered more than 300 people. But the judge was so biased because it was his best friend that he sent him to jail to penalty of the island so that he could not be condemned. What a big mistake. But Bruno escaped and swam back to shore. His main intention was to kill one more. So he got the judge that sent him to jail and kill his tail. But why should I hang Bruno high, real high, in order to protect other people and prevent further trouble? But judge found out late, real late, that he was sorry for that old hog. So what he do? He turned around and rode down again. man is caught exploiting the revenue of any island, no police should just want him and set him free because of a high position. No, he should be treated the way they would treat any other man. For the law of constitution was made to govern each and every man that lives on this land, even policeman. The police, they're here to see me the right. This is no time to sit down and no time to take it light. So if a man violates the law, send him by the friend to get his beard shaven. Tell them policemen, even if Daniel is the best friend, to let him remain in the lion's den, let him meet the fate. Don't wait, but when they're sorry for that old hog, what would he do? He'll turn around and go down begging. Well, the hearts of man is so desperately wicked, and you know it's true. So you can't afford to let sheer sympathy and goodwill just overcome you. No, if a man violates the law, no matter who he may be, he could be pastor, turner, laborer, commissioner, opinion to keep the peace. You understand clearly. Take down the man and clean off the head. Feed him the same way the jailmen are fed. Otherwise he'll have time to gather more tricks inside his head. Now you clearly know you must go and tell Judge Glasgow. When he catch them, don't let them go. Let them meet their fate. Don't wait. But when he's sorry for them old hogs, what would they do? They'll turn around and root down he gets. Justice should be awarded to every man, whether black, white, rich, or poor.
Yes, my good people, that was the Man King Starshield, and that one is when you're sorry for them old hag, they turn around and they root down your gate. Well, guess what? We're just approaching the top of the hour there, just a few minutes before 8 p.m. Then we'll be bidding you a farewell for the evening. So before we do that, let me just drop this track here as promised by the King Pharaoh, As the World Rotates. Yes, this one is from A Blast of the Past.
I wasn't looking through no crystal ball. It wasn't imagination at all. It wasn't no dream, wasn't no vision, strictly realization. I man sit down and visualize the whole situation, dramatize. I saw it as plain. My heart was in flame. Listen to my cry. Another country is heading for destruction as the world rotates. A scientist in a lab, he making another bomb as the world rotates. Another leader is trying to get some fame as the world rotates. Russia and America playing cat and mouse game. This thing is sad indeed. I want you to know I was hoping for a brighter tomorrow. When will we realize that mankind must fall and money and power just ain't all? As the world rotates gently on its axis,
Situation worsened daily, and the rope is drawn more tightly. Today, as you know, man is in the show to boast this ego. And for those who have grown content, duty is self-betterment. For poor people like me, it's pure misery. Boy, it ain't easy.
As the world rotates,
We no understand, but I'm running to bankruptcy.
as the world rotates,
Some them other leaders mining bishop shop for he.
as the world rotates,
Reagan basin plan driving some them nation crazy.
as the world rotates,
A man enter bedroom to tell the queen he loves she. This thing is sad, indeed. I want you to know. I was hoping for a brighter tomorrow. But when will we realize that mankind must fall? And money and power just ain't all. As the world rotates gently on its axis, I find it's time for us to sit down and try to find a solution to stop all this envy, greed and enmity that is going on. A suggestion to all leaders, citizens and political opposers. Difference is might be, but it's unity that really the key.
as the world rotates,
I hear them say, independence a come.
as the world rotates,
I wake up a morning and see the courthouse burned down.
as the world rotates,
A certain lady running away with the mace.
as the world rotates,
I now wondering what happening in this place. This thing is sad, indeed. I want you to know. I was hoping for a brighter tomorrow. When will we realize that mankind must fall? And money and power just ain't all. As the world rotates gently on its axis.
That was a positive shot coming from the gun. As the world rotates is the name of that one.
Yes, that one is As the World Rotate by the man King Pharaoh. As we get to the end of the program, I think you guys should know what is up next as we get ready to drop that official anthem of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Arise by the late great the King Arrow. Just want to take some time out to thank the folks there, the good folks at Island Purified Water there, Main Street, Newton Ground, St. Kitts. Want to thank Brother Powell and his team for keeping the DJ hydrated when he is in the area. I also want to take some time this evening to big up my boy there, the man, Brother Eustace Warner. Warner's One Stop. Saw him yesterday, and his sister didn't get a chance to follow up with him. I hope that he's doing okay. That'll see my boy sometime this week, make sure he's all right. I also want to big up the folks there. Good night to the folks there at the Jeff Freights and Son Enterprises there in the Molyneux area. Big up to the folks there at the Freights Bakery there in the Bowie Estate area. The man Romeo Paris, good evening. Hope all is well with you. Touch the good folks at Carbo's. Sister Carmen, want to thank my baby girl again for her rendition of the happy birthday song to her daddy. Want to touch my father, the Alfonso, in the Virgin Islands. Thanks for your calls. Thanks for your best wishes, my daughter. Dear sister Rochelle, my son Jeffroy Jr., and sister Jazette. Hope you're doing well. My sister Esther in Tortola, and the kids, the man Mokish. My brother there, Carl Maris, will be celebrating his birthday tomorrow. So I want to say happy birthday in advance to my brother Carl Maris. Sister Valisa Maris celebrated with me on Saturday. We share the same birth date. I think my boy Ike as well. So happy belated to you, brother Ike. I also want to touch my boy there, the man himself, brother Kent Benedy in St. Thomas, my cousin there, sister Pam and Natalie Carter, sorry, and sister Caroline. Hope all is well with you guys. My brother Gene celebrated his birthday last Sunday on the 9th. Happy birthday again to you, brothers. Hope all is well. Sister Gwyneth Marisha, good evening. Hope all is well with you. Sister Nelta Robinson, good evening. Hope you're doing well. Sister Cora Bennett, thanks for your usual support and contributions. Sister Hazel Claxton, the stalwart of the team. Just want to thank you for your usual support in every way. Good evening, Sister Ann Farrell Smith. How about Sister Tracy? Happy belated birthday. You celebrated birthday last Friday, the 14th of February. You're a Valentine's girl. Happy belated birthday to you. Also want to touch the good folks over there in Tobago. My missionary there, Sister Deborah Wallace, the man Roger Wallace. About Sister Gloria Beard, Victor Beard, Melissa Beard, and team. My boy General there in the Trinidad area, Sister Chanel, and the kids. Hope all is well with you all. As we get ready to seal the night, I know I cannot call every name that I would like to. I'll be here all night. So Sister Lynn, hope all is well. I want to big up my boy there, the dancing commissioner, Brother Austin Williams, always there to ensure that the DJ is okay. The man Julian Pemberton, good evening. The man Messiah Warner, how are you doing? Hope all is well. Also want to touch
your country dying and never lend a helping hand. Would you see your children's future dwindling, creating much disillusion? Or would we watch on idly, disregarding our self-sufficiency? Maladministration wrecking all I know. I said no, not that wrong. mistakes. Reunification, building a brand new nation. We move on together hand in hand. Rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours, still yours. Can your conscience be clear? Indulging corruption or misusing public office, being accused of unemployment and crimes, or disrupting a citizen's peace. Oh, my country in this harmony, separated politically. Hatred for a brother, cannot love each other. No, I say no, brother, no. Citizens, let's unite and stand up for rights, all our lives and our lives. Let us reintegrate and correct our mistakes. Reunification, building a brand new nation. We'll move on together hand in hand. So rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours, still yours.
Yes, that was the son of the man, the King Arrow, the late great King Arrow. Arise, my people. Also want to say good evening and happy birthday when it comes tomorrow to Sister Jarita Diamond. She'll be celebrating a birthday as well. Also want to touch my boy, their brother, Tony Hendrickson. Good night, sir. How you doing, brother Ronald Hendrickson? Brother Ivor, many of you who lively on these threads, you all make a lot of noise, and you all want to give orders for people to do work for you all. But I think you need to take some time out of the US, come on down to your lovely federation and do your own polling, do your work, and whatever changes that you guys want to see, be a part of the change. Many of you want to stay in the US and just dictate. And when time comes for the election, if somebody don't send you a free ticket, you don't show. And when the election cycle is over, you all continue cussing again. You all need to be a part of the process. If you're not going to be a part of the process, then you might as well leave the conversation alone, my good people. The people on the ground are speaking. You got to listen to the people on the ground, what they're saying, not you guys that are over there and want to dictate what people should and should not feel. You got some people like the idea of stamping on your foot, and you mustn't tell them it's hurting. You must just take it. So, Brother Ivor, you know that I love you, my brother, from the days when you was a police, the sharpest police in the force, but you made it through. So continue to be well and I look forward to your online viewers back next Wednesday. Same place, same